All right, super dark, probably can't see anything, but it's early in the morning. Headed down the road a little ways to kick off 2020. We got something super exciting. You know, in 2019, kind of stepped out of my box and tried to work on this editing, get in front of the camera a little bit. Felt uncomfortable, still feels uncomfortable, but I just want to keep pushing myself to just get out of my comfort zone, and I think that's the only way you're going to grow. So for 2020, where you got something even more exciting, but you're gonna have to wait to find out who and what. So follow along for the ride. All right, quick little hour drive. We are here, so let's head in and see the Who. What's up?
What up?
Much. All right, so now you know the Who. We're here with Mario Orsini, Two-Wheeled Rider headquarters.
Yeah, don't show too much in my house. It's kind of a mess right now.
That's all right. So now you guys know the Who. Should we tell them the what? Or wait?
What have you told them so far? I mean, probably the best thing to do is just kind of show them back here.
But I think they should wait, because I think we need to get breakfast.
No, I'm definitely down for some breakfast.
Yeah.
Let's head out and get some breakfast.
We're gonna eat. All right, so you guys didn't have to wait very long. Didn't get much footage from breakfast.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
All right, so give you a little preview of some of the equipment, and then maybe you can guess kind of what we're possibly doing. Tell by all the equipment, we are starting a podcast.
Like literally starting it today.
Yeah.
This is the first time Brian's even going to talk into one of these things. I've been doing a little bit of testing. We've done some testing with call-in interviews, those sorts of things, but we're recording one for real today, so it'll be kind of fun.
So I'm super pumped, a little nervous, to be honest. You know, like I said earlier this morning, super out of my comfort zone, but that's the only way you're going to grow, is kind of just get out of that comfort zone, get uncomfortable. And I'm super excited. I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking about motorcycles, so it's going to be super fun. Definitely check out the podcast on all the platforms, and we'll get started and give you a little behind the scenes of our first episode. And then here,
Well, I was just wondering if it picks up. Yeah, actually it does. My only concern was I wanted to make it look like you weren't sitting in one room and me in another room. So yeah, I kind of like that. I think that'll work pretty good.
Okay.
You and your fancy camera, you need to learn how to work it fucking thing.
I've never had problems. It sucks. It's just always worked.
So now you ought to be able to hear me pretty cleanly, and as soon as you talk in there.
Testing 1 2 3.
Yeah, I mean, and I can adjust your voice if we need to, but so probably what I'm going to do when I'm playing this intro music is at some point I'll start to bring it down and do a little bit of talking, and then eventually
Phase it out.
And it'll fade out on its own at some point. And then you can see it's not just a timer here. Also, as that color starts to drop down, that's basically telling you how much time. See how it says minute 4, minute 3. That's how much time we have left of me talking.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
All right, we have been talking about doing this for months. We've had the equipment sitting here in my office for weeks. It's the Two-Wheeled Rider podcast. So. All right, so I wasn't actually recording on here because I didn't really feel like there's a need to.
Yep.
But if you want to go back and watch.
All right, so we did some testing, did a little run through on the introduction, got all the lighting set up. We got the cameras, I think, where we want them. Hopefully it'll be some good angles for you guys. Mario's got his camera set up over there. Mine's going to be here. Got my coaster.
And I'm sitting over here with my Sinatra coaster. The best revenge is massive success.
I like it.
And that's what we're going for here. Not that I'm trying to get revenge on anyone. I mean, we're like a couple minutes away from doing this shit legit. Are we running right now?
Yeah. All right. Cheers to get the nerves out of my system before we start our first podcast.
I'm not trying to get any nerves out. I'm trying to get some alcohol in. What time is it? It's like 9:45. We're not, just so you
It may or may not be 9:48 in the morning.
Yeah. Just so you got, I mean, we're not drinking this to get drunk this morning. This is just like a part of the show. We're going to have a different bourbon on each time. I mean, we might. Depends on how long the show lasts. Yeah. If we take a lot of breaks, it's because we're getting refills. Yeah. But yeah,
it's good stuff. So what are we drinking?
We've got Bullet today. So that's I think Bullet's a small batch. They also make a rye, which is pretty good. But this is the regular. 90 proof, and I told Brian, you gotta be careful because when you jump from 80 to anything above that, she can sneak up on you. So
yeah.
All right. How's that look? I mean, it's probably not gonna be perfect.
Yep, that looks good.
Okay.
Yours is.
I haven't hit record yet, but
you can hit it from there.
Yeah, I can reach it from there.
I guess ready as I'm ever gonna be.
We don't even have a live audience right now. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mute both of us. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the record button, play the intro music. I'll get done with my intro, and then I'll try to remember to turn your mic back on before we go. So
awesome.
Here we go. You know, this is something I've thought about doing for well over a year now. We've been planning it for months. This equipment has been sitting in my office for weeks. And I'm finally able to say it. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, welcome to the Two Wheeled Rider podcast. I'm your host, Mario Orsini. I'm joined here on my right by my co-host, Brian Boyer.
All right, so we finished our first episode of the podcast. I think it went pretty well. Things flew through. I mean, the next thing you know, I think we were at, 50 minutes for the first episode?
Sitting around 50 minutes for the first one. It did flow well, and, hopefully we provided at least some decent information for people. And, we're going to shoot the second one right now. We got a good idea for this one. It's a question I get emailed to me pretty much on a weekly basis, so we're going to I'm sure they're going to email me the question all the time, but then at least we can
reference the podcast. Yeah. So we did a little brainstorming in between, and now we're ready to roll for the next one. So.
So that one's on. I'm going to move it just a little bit. There, that's a better angle. Of course, then it shows this camera, but it doesn't matter. Like the whole idea is
be in there very, just to add a different.
Well, and even so, it just shows, hey, we got a fucking setup here. Like this isn't. We're not.
Some people are interested probably about that.
Yeah, you don't even press them. Just touch one of them, and then touch it again. Done. Like you don't have to press it. You can just.
And all of that applies to a computer program. Just set up.
Yeah. So basically, what I do here is like those were all preloaded. And then I put these in. So basically, I open up this little app here. All right. We ready? Oh, yeah. I guess we got to turn the camera. Goddamn, that thing's been running the whole time. My bad. All right. We are coming back with the second episode ever of the Two Wheeled Rider podcast. I'm your host, Mario Orsini. I am joined by my good friend and co-host, Brian Boyer. Brian, episode 2. And if we're being honest with people, we have no idea what the feedback is from episode 1 because we're recording episode 2 before episode 1 even goes up. But I think you enjoyed yourself the first time. What are you looking forward to about doing the second one?
I just think the first one went pretty well. I think everything kind of flowed. We'll obviously see what the feedback is, which is the most important aspect. But I thought it was great. At the end of the day, we're talking about motorcycles, and motorcycles are fun. All right, a good day at Two Wheeled Rider headquarters. Got 2 podcasts filmed. Got everything kind of set up, a good format. I think it went well for first time. It's only going to get better. We'll kind of see what the feedback is, but a great day, and hopefully you enjoyed the behind the scenes look. All right, thanks to everyone that tuned into this kind of behind the scenes footage. I know a lot of it was a little bit kind of raw, but I think it was kind of interesting to just see what kind of goes in between the podcast, what goes on. Please tune in to the kind of official podcast. It's on all the major platforms that I'll show up on the screen. The YouTube video, if you want to actually watch the podcast, is up on Mario's channel, Two Wheeled Rider. Just give that a search. I'll link it below. And thanks a lot for tuning in. We're super excited about this kind of new venture. We think we have, a lot of insight just being around motorcycles our whole life. So we really hope that everyone gets something out of the information. And, leave a comment below on some of the kind of podcast or information that you'd like to see, or guests that you might like to see us get on the channel, and we'll do our best. We have a lot of people lined up. We have a lot of topics and brainstorming ideas, so I think it's going to be an exciting year. So thanks a lot for tuning in. Be sure to head over to Two Wheeled Rider and subscribe to his channel. Head on over to your favorite podcast platform and search for Two Wheeled Rider and check out that. I think it's just something great. If you can't have as much time to watch the videos, tune in on your way to work and listen to what we have to say. And we welcome any feedback, so let us know. Thanks a lot. Catch you next time.